Google just dropped Gemini 3 with a 1 million token context window. It has deep think mode that crushes any AI reasoning task. It handles text, images, videos, and code all at once. So why are we completely ditching ChatGPT for it? I tested both for days on real projects. In this video, I am going to reveal why Gemini 3 made me drop ChatGPT fast. I've been using ChatGPT for years, scripts, research, coding, planning content, everything went through ChatGPT. It was my main tool, right? But over the last few weeks, I switched almost everything to Gemini 3, and I'm not going back. This isn't a ChatGPT is trash video. ChatGPT is still great at certain things, but for the way I work, for the way most content creators work, Gemini 3 just does it better. Let me show you why. First, let's talk about what Gemini 3 actually is. Gemini 3 is Google's newest AI model. It's called an Agentic model. That means it can plan tasks, use tools, and work through long, complicated projects on its own. It's not just answering questions, it's actually doing work for you. It has something called deep think mode. That's a special mode for really hard problems. Math, science, planning, complex reasoning. When you turn on deep think, it takes longer to answer, but the answers are way better. And here's the big one. Gemini 3 has a 1 million token context window. That's huge. That means you can feed it entire books, multiple PDFs, long video transcripts, tons of chat history all at once. It remembers everything. ChatGPT's context is way smaller. You hit limits fast. With big projects, you have to break things into chunks. With Gemini 3, you just dump everything in and it handles it. ChatGPT has GPT 5.1. It's a strong model, good at conversation, good at writing, good at being consistent. But it's not built for extreme reasoning tasks. Gemini 3 has deep think. When you turn it on, it crushes hard benchmarks. Things like GPQA Diamond, ARCAG I2, Humanities Last Exam. These are tests designed to push AI to its limits. Gemini 3 beats almost everything. For me, this shows up when I'm doing complex research. I'll ask Gemini 3 to analyze 3 different PDFs, compare arguments, find contradictions, then give me a structured plan. It does it, no problem. ChatGPT struggles with that. It's great for shorter tasks. But when you need deep multimodal reasoning across a bunch of sources, Gemini 3 wins. Let me tell you why the 1 million token context is a game changer. I run a YouTube channel. I create content. I have scripts, research docs, transcripts, analytics, all kinds of files. Before I had to split everything up, feed ChatGPT one thing at a time, ask it to remember stuff, hope it didn't forget. With Gemini 3, I upload everything at once. All my scripts from the last 3 months, my analytics exports, my research PDFs. Then I ask it to find patterns, suggest new video ideas, spot what's working, and plan my next 10 videos. It does it in one session. No chunking, no losing context. That alone is worth the switch. If you work with big projects, long documents, or multiple files, Gemini 3 is better. No contest. Real quick. If you want to learn how to save time and automate your entire content workflow using AI tools like Gemini 3, you need to check out AI Profit Boardroom. It's where I teach you how to use AI to do the heavy lifting in your business. Research, scripting, coding, planning, all automated. Click the link in the description to learn more. All right, back to it. Here's where Gemini 3 really pulls ahead. It's a true multimodal model. That means it understands text, images, audio, video, and code all at once in one system. You can upload a video, ask it to analyze the visuals, pull out key moments, write a script based on those moments, then generate code for overlays, all in one go. ChatGPT has separate systems, GPT 4.0 for images, different models for voice, separate tools for transcription. They don't talk to each other as smoothly. For a content creator, this is huge. I can give Gemini 3 a rough sketch of a thumbnail, a video I want to analyze, and my brand guidelines. It understands all of it together. Then it gives me a full content plan. ChatGPT can't do that as easily. You have to switch between tools. It's clunky. Gemini 3 is built to be agentic. That means it can plan multi-step tasks and execute them. For example, I can say, research the top 5 AI tools for video editing, compare their features, create a spreadsheet, then write a script comparing them. All right. Gemini 3 will do all of that. It'll use tools, search the web, organize data, and write the script. Without me having to babysit it, ChatGPT has some agentic features, browsing, code execution, plugins. But it's not designed for these long, complex, multi-step workflows. It needs more hand-holding. If you want an AI that can actually work through a project from start to finish, Gemini 3 is the move. Let's talk about coding. Gemini 3 is really good at coding. It has something called vibe coding. That's where you describe what you want in plain English. Maybe show it a sketch or diagram, and it writes the code. It also handles big code bases better. Because of the massive context window, you can feed it your entire repo, all your docs, screenshots of errors, and it debugs everything. ChatGPT is still good at coding. GPT 5.1 and GPT 4.0 are solid, but for large projects, for complex debugging, for working with tons of context, Gemini 3 is better. I've tested this. I gave both AIs the same coding task, a multi-file Python project with bugs. Gemini 3 fixed it faster and with fewer errors. If you code, try Gemini 3. You'll see the difference. I'm not going to bore you with a ton of benchmarks, but here's what matters. Gemini 3 tops or matches the best AI models on reasoning, multimodal understanding, and planning. Tests like MMMU Pro, Video MMMU, Char-Shiv, GPQA, ARCAGI2. It crushes them. What does that mean for you? Better chart reading, better video analysis, better complex planning in real life, not just on tests. That's what I care about, and that's what I see every day using it. Here's a big one for me. I live in the Google ecosystem. Gmail, Docs, Sheets, Drive, Calendar, YouTube, everything is Google. Gemini 3 plugs right into all of it. I can ask it to search my emails, pull data from my Sheets, check my calendar, analyze my YouTube analytics, all natively. ChatGPT doesn't have that. You can use plugins and integrations, but it's not as smooth. It's not built into the products I use every day, right? If you're on Google for everything, Gemini 3 feels like it was made for you. Prompting Gemini 3 feels different. It's better at messy, long, context-heavy prompts. You can just dump your thoughts, throw in a bunch of files, and it figures out what you want. ChatGPT is more polished. It's better at conversational tone. It has more fine-grained controls for style and persona, but it needs clearer instructions. You have to hold its hand a bit more. For me, Gemini 3's ability to understand messy input is a win. I can be lazy with my prompts, and it still gets it right. Let me show you exactly how I use Gemini 3 now. For research, I upload multiple PDFs, articles, video transcripts. I ask for cross-document insights, patterns, contradictions, summaries. Gemini 3 handles it all in one thread. For scripting, I give it my last 5 video scripts, my brand voice, and a topic. It writes a full script that matches my style. Then I ask for 3 hook variations. It gives me options, all in one session. For content repurposing, I upload a long video. I ask for short clips, ideas, titles, descriptions, chapters, and social media posts. Gemini 3 spits it all out one go. For analytics, I export my YouTube analytics. I feed it to Gemini 3. I ask it to find patterns, identify what's working, and suggest experiments. It does it. For coding, I use Gemini 3 to help with automation scripts, thumbnail pipelines, and analytics dashboards. The multimodal context makes it so much easier. These are the workflows that matter to me, and Gemini 3 does them better than ChatGPT. Let's be fair. ChatGPT is still better at some things. It has a better conversational experience. The voice assistant is top tier. Image generation and editing are strong. For quick, short context writing, ChatGPT is great. And if you need fine-grained tone and style controls, ChatGPT wins. I'm not saying ChatGPT is bad. I'm saying for my workflow, Gemini 3 is better. I still use ChatGPT sometimes, quick brainstorming, short drafts, when I need that polished, chatty voice. But the heavy lifting, that's all Gemini 3 now. For creators who need serious tools, Gemini 3 gives you more for your money. Nothing's perfect. Let me tell you what I don't like about Gemini 3. Sometimes DeepThink is slow. It takes longer to answer. The UI has some quirks. You need a Google account for everything, which some people don't like. And yes, it still hallucinates sometimes. Not often, but it happens. ChatGPT has its own problems. Model confusion, context limits, fragmentation between text, image, and voice tools. And for the price, I wasn't getting enough value anymore. No AI is perfect, but Gemini 3's problems are easier for me to live with. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and learn how to automate your business with cutting-edge AI tools like Gemini 3, join AI Profit Boardroom. I'll show you exactly how to set up workflows that save you hours every single day. No fluff, just real systems that work. Link is in the description. If you're thinking about switching, here's what I did. I exported my key prompts and instructions from ChatGPT. I copied my custom workflows, then I rebuilt them in Gemini 3. It took a few hours, but it was worth it. You don't have to go all in right away. Test Gemini 3 on your 3 most important workflows, see how it handles them, then decide. You can also keep both. Use ChatGPT for quick stuff. Use Gemini 3 for the big projects. But for me, Gemini 3 is now my main tool. ChatGPT is backup. Here's the bottom line. I'm moving all my serious work to Gemini 3. Research, long-form scripting, coding, planning, it's all Gemini 3 now. ChatGPT is still around for specific quick tasks. But honestly, I barely use it anymore. I'll revisit this in a few months. AI moves fast, things change. But right now, today, Gemini 3 is the better tool for the way I work. If you're a content creator, a coder, or anyone who works with big projects and lots of context, try Gemini 3. Test it. See if it fits your workflow. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Deep dives into Gemini 3 workflows for YouTubers, side-by-side coding challenges, a 30 days only Gemini 3 follow-up. Drop a comment. Julian reads every single one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.